Welcome back to the Stank. It's your boy Danny and Frank. Frankie, you're going to have to pull the weight on this one because I'm feeling under the weather and I'm afraid that I got the vid.
Dude, I got you, dog. I got your back like chiroprac.
Straight bars. That's straight bars. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I feel off.
Oh, I got to fix my boys.
Nice All-Star 2016 baseball game shirt.
I got it. Guess what? For free. So.
Well, you know what? There's nothing better in this life than free. I'll tell you that.
There is. And that's us, right? Oh!
And that's the Stank podcast.
That's the podcast. Same podcast for you.
You don't feel good either?
I feel okay. I actually feel okay now, to be honest with you. I think I was in my head. I've had a rough week, Danny. Really rough week, but I'm glad to be here now.
Back to work. Dude, I haven't showered in like a day and a half because I haven't felt good and I smell like shit.
Do you know what I would smell like if I didn't shower in a day and a half?
Oh, glorious.
No, quite the opposite. I would smell really bad, Danny. Really, really bad.
Oh.
What's the longest you've gone without showering?
Probably like 4 days.
What?
Yeah.
Was it like for a medical? I was going to say, was it like a medical reason?
It was a medical reason I couldn't shower.
Yeah, I think I would say like 2-3 days for me.
Like I had to sanitize an area, but I couldn't shower. So
yeah, you got to sanitize your hiney.
Yep. I actually had a flare up last week.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it drained.
Oh boy. Movies, TV, video games, everybody.
Yeah, TV, movies, video games, and butthole cysts.
Butthole cysts. All right. Well, Danny, I know you're not feeling super well, so we do have a couple things to get to this week that I'm actually really excited to talk about, and I know you're super pumped. I can see it on your face, Danny. Look at your face. It's super pumped.
Yeah!
Oh boy.
Just letting everybody know, I almost fainted before recording this, so if I do nod off and fall asleep, call 911.
Yeah. I was gonna ask for your address, but
no, it's just just text, just call Joe. He knows where I am.
Dude, that's not funny. Don't joke around. This is not a joking matter.
I'm up.
Okay. If you can you imagine if you fainted?
Yeah. So like Last of Us 2 is really done.
I would. But Danny, before we get into kind of the stories and the Last of Us mini review that we have this week, because I haven't finished it, so we'll do a mini review and then spoiler review next week. But
yeah, well, you better finish it. Hurry up.
Like Danny, have you been watching anything or playing anything else?
I had to check this out because it was trending on Netflix. It's called The Floor is Lava. Have you seen this?
Amazing. Dude,
it's so bad that it's so good.
I need to be on this damn show so bad.
Dude, I love it. I can't stop watching.
Do you think can we get let's use Joey's Connects to get us on The Floor is Lava.
100% we can
I'm texting him right now, and he's going to ignore it, and then you'll text him, and then he'll answer it.
Probably.
Dude,
if I had to make a bet, I would say yes.
I saw that, and it was like Legends of the Hidden Temple, but for adults. And I was like, yo, how are these losers not getting this? I could have crushed it. You know what I mean?
I'm looking up like the process to get on. I don't think I'm going to find it.
I just texted him. I said, Danny and I need your help. And if he doesn't answer, it shows that he wants he doesn't care.
Probably not.
How to get on The Floor is Lava game show. I really think, first of all, I've been playing this game since I was like 6 years old.
Yeah, dude, we're fucking seasoned vets.
I said, Danny and I need your help. He goes, sup. How can we get all three of us on
The Floor is Lava?
This show called The Floor is Lava. And he's going to be like, what? What is that? LOL. Because that's what Joey does when he doesn't want to. When he doesn't want to say something, he's just like, haha, what? LOL.
God, I hate
Becca wants to come on it too.
When he LOLs.
Becca, you know what? Let's trick Joey. Let's trick Joey into getting us on it, and then we'll sign up, and we'll be like, oh yeah, we signed you up, and we signed up me, you, and Becca, because Becca's very athletic.
Yeah, that's all I need is just a couple people. Like I could just do it on sheer will and like pure athleticism.
First of all, there was one episode.
I don't know if I'm hanging on to that thing though for that.
Yeah, the monkey bars, that looked tough.
Yeah, chill.
That looked hard. I will say that. But there was one episode where this guy was like a youth pastor, and he like deadpan, like looked at the camera. He's like, "When I'm hanging out with teens, I need energy." And I'm like,
they're so
what is
cringy.
wrong with you,
They're
you
so
disgusting
cringy.
freak?
All of them are cringy.
I love this show, and I need to find out a way to be on it. If anyone that listens to this knows someone that like does like the casting, we will be the most PG entertaining people on that show. And
Oh yeah, I'll turn it down, way down, just to be on the floor is lava.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but have you noticed that once the people fall into the lava, they disappear?
They never come back.
They're gone.
I love that about that show. It's like, no, they're dead.
They are gone forever. And I was telling Becca, I was like, yo, if I was in this, I would scream at the top of my lungs like I actually fell into lava.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, who of us three do you think realistically would make it across?
I think you and I would make it across because Becca would have to go into the lava for us to win.
Yeah, I agree. I think Becca would be the one. Like, there was the one girl who had to like sacrifice herself for her family to get across.
Becca would sacrifice.
Yeah, Becca, babe, you're sacrificing yourself for Danny and I to get across. Yeah, she was saying she was watching it and she's like, have you ever noticed that only the women go first? I was like, a very astute observation on behalf of Becca.
That one pyramid with like no grooves.
That was a tough looking pyramid.
I hated those triplets.
Oh my God, I wanted to punch each of them in the face. But life is handed them half a deck. They're all balding. So what are you gonna do? But I am with you there. I am watching that. I also decided to torture myself and rewatch Suicide Squad. Wow, just as bad.
Suicide Squad?
Oh man, bad, very bad, really bad. And this is the thing: people say like, oh, like the movie, if it was the Ayer cut, it'd be so much better. No, because what's in the movie is bad because it's in the movie, not what's not in the movie. I don't care about like the Joker. Like I rewatched it. I remember at first I was like, you know what, Joker's not that bad. Oh, it's bad. It's disgusting. He's like, you don't want no beef. You don't want no beef. And I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Do you think they'll make a Deathstroke spinoff?
I'd be okay with that.
I'd be cool with that.
I know they signed on Joe Manganiello, whatever his name is, to be Deathstroke. But all I'm saying is less Jared Leto Joker because he was all over the place, dude.
I feel like he thinks he did a really good job, and that's what bothers me the most about it.
Yeah, someone needs to knock on Jared Leto's door and just tell him, like, yo, you suck.
It wasn't good.
You are a hot gabagool. Anytime I say gabagool, I need to pop the shoulders.
Gabagool. I'm sorry if I'm drinking so much water. I think I'm really dehydrated.
Drink that bad
boy. I played
a
lot of video games, and my sleep cycle is so bad, Frankie.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I don't want to keep you too long, baby.
No, so listen. I'm here for the stank. The stank.
I know you're here for the stank. Stank
Patreon.com/stank podcast. We got some great giveaways. I will be reaching out to the patrons soon. I have to close my eyes to do this because if I don't, I think I'll shit my pants. I'll be reaching out to the $50 patrons so we can set up a Skype call. And I want to get on a Skype call when I'm healthy so it doesn't sound like I rush you off the phone because I have to take a shit. Or you could pay a little bit extra and watch me shit, which is our super tier, which is $700.
I was going to say, what tier is this?
But yeah, thanks to all the $50 patrons this month. We will be picking the winners. Well, the winner of the giveaway. Frankie, take over because I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, well, Danny, thank you again. You guys can go to patreon.com/thestank podcast and check out if there are any tiers that are right for you. Every single tier gets you access to a weekly episode that we record and we put up there. There's some goodies up there. Last week was possibly one of my favorites. We discussed the male boy heartthrobs in the 90s, and we did a little bracket. Yeah. It was a good episode. I won't spoil it. It was a goodie. It
was a good one.
But this month,
and we're very consistent on there now. Every Tuesday, it's coming out.
Man, it's on there. Listen. $10 tier and up, you get entered into a random giveaway each month, which this month we're giving away a year of Disney Plus, a $50 Amazon gift card, or a copy of Last of Us Part 2. You can pick which one you want. And then entry into the $50 tier gets you a shout out every week. So thank you to Nathaniel Wright, U.S. Navy Lady Veteran, and Nicole Geralou, as well as a Skype call with us every single month. By the time this comes out, we either have called them or we'll be calling them later today or even the next day. We're trying to coordinate with them. So go check it out right now. Patreon.com/TheStankPodcast. It's worth it. It's well worth it. There's some other goodies. We just recorded another episode. I don't want to give too much away, but it is Danny and I's 5 most underrated video games of all time. And let me tell you, we threw out some heat. But Danny, do we have any friends of the show this week?
Friends of the show that we have this week. Let me log into my Patreon because I forgot to log in.
No. I'm saying ads.
Oh, ads. Yes, we do have ads this week, but I wanted to get started a little bit on The Last of Us.
Oh, you're eager. You're an eager boy to talk Last of Us.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love our sponsors. But don't get me wrong. I've waited 7 years for this game.
All right, so before we get to the sponsors, Danny, talk to me about Last of Us 2. We're doing a mini review, no spoilers for this review because I haven't finished the game. I'm about 6 hours in. Next week, we will be doing a spoiler review.
All right, so there's a couple things you guys need to know, all right? First, going into this it took me – I didn't bring my PlayStation to Florida. So not taking my PlayStation to Florida really fucked up my shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm sorry. I just need to let you know something.
Yes.
Joe just responded to me, and it's the cutest response I've heard in a while. I will literally go on any show with the two of you. I don't care what it is, besides the real world or some dumb shit like that.
I love it.
That's great. That's gonna keep. That's his nice text for the year.
That's the Joe we need.
That's his nice text for the year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on and continue.
So I had a couple Instagram lives where I was trying to find a PlayStation. They are all sold out, dude. Everywhere.
Yeah, it's tough.
Everywhere. Amazon would have took too long. I wouldn't have got the game until like tomorrow, and then like I would have had nothing to do. So I did it for you guys. Thankfully, a fan of the show bought a Last of Us 2 PlayStation that dropped at Best Buy. He bought 2 of them. And he wanted to give it to me for free, which I just wasn't going to allow.
Never that.
No. So I gave him some money, and I was like, thank you so much. And he was like, can we take a picture together? I was like, sure, but we need to stand 6 feet apart. And we did it. And he was a really nice guy.
What's his name?
Carlos. Great dude. Very nice. Thank you so much for going to Best Buy and letting me play this game. But I'll tell you.
Carlos.
I ruined my sleep schedule for this game because, listen, if you're living with the female, once they go to sleep, the game hours are fantastic. That's when you get
incredible.
Yeah, that's the best time of the night to play games. You're going to be unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut. So I was like, all right, so I'm going to play. I beat the game in 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I beat the game in 2 days because I played till 8 o'clock in the morning. Maybe that's kind of why I don't feel good either, because like my sleep schedule has been shit.
Yeah, could be something.
Gameplay, amazing. I really like what they did in terms of adding in new mechanics, adding in new weapons, changing up a lot in terms of the actual AI. I mean, there's still some AI problems, like in terms of like they wouldn't see you, or like they won't see like whoever you're traveling with for some reason. But they made a lot of strides in that. But the thing that drove me the craziest about it is I always play games on the hardest difficulty. I'm a hardo like that. Like, I never play any game on normal. I won't do it. The only game that I couldn't play on its hardest difficulty was God of War, because
God Almighty. Impossible. I played on like medium because it was like, if you're a veteran, play on this. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to play on medium. Very difficult.
Hard as shit. Like, how am I going to beat a Valkyrie in the top fucking thing?
Very, very, very tough.
But, you haven't finished the game. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. In the next spoiler review, I'll go deeper into it. But
so
listen, a lot of people are talking about the story isn't that great. A lot of people don't like certain things that happen. I get it, but in terms of it being a great game, I lump it in there with like Metal Gear 5. It's like, it's still a very fun game to play physically. So that's why I had such a good time playing the game. And now, listen, the story means a lot to Last of Us fans. That's why it has a bad score on Metacritic right now, a bad user score. But just breaking it down and looking in terms of, hey, this game is a 7-year follow-up. That's why people are let down.
So this
story
is
that let the people down. I don't think mechanically people are going to hate it.
This is the thing, Danny, and you know how I am about certain things not needing a sequel. I think The Last of Us 1 was a perfect game that didn't require a sequel.
Me too.
It was very good. It was basically a movie that had cutscenes that you could play. The story was great. It made you really feel for these characters. It was small and contained, and it wasn't a grand scale story where you're trying to save the world. It's really about these two people. And if you haven't played Last of Us 1, sorry, I'm going to spoil that, but like seeing just the places that Joel needs to go in order to protect Ellie, it's such a human story, and I loved it. And I stand by, without my judgment on this game, I think that game should have been one and done. I think they should have did it. And if they're going to revisit it, it's like years in the future, not like 7. I'm talking like 15 to 20. Because this game, no matter what it is going to live in the shadow of its first game. And if it's too close to, if it's 7 years, listen, the remaster was I played it on the PS4 when I first got this console. It's the same generation, really, because it was the end of the last generation. It's the beginning of this generation. And there's not enough advanced in technology for me to really be like, this game needs to come out now. Like, the games realistically look identical. They do. They look identical. And
graphically, yes.
Graphically, yes.
Graphically, yes.
They've explored new places, and like it shows you like how time has passed and stuff like that with vegetation. But graphically, there's no reason. Like, if we had a sequel to Banjo-Kazooie, where the last real Banjo-Kazooie game that we got was in 1999.
Someone hit the banjo alarm.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, like,
there should be a Metal Gear and a banjo alarm.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But those graphics warrant an update. Like, these graphics, The Last of Us didn't warrant an update. But
no, it was beautiful to begin with.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't warrant an update. It was beautiful, and it's still beautiful. Like, there's no real stark difference. Now, from what I've seen of the story so far, not bad. I mean, again, I'm maybe 6.5 hours in. Not bad overall. I think that, the story focuses on, a different set of circumstances without spoiling stuff. And from what I've seen so far, I think that they do a good job in kind of making you feel like you're along for the ride. I will say, though, from what I've seen, and I'm still very early on, I think I'm about a third of the way through, I think they said, there is nothing gameplay-wise that is radically different. Unless I'm completely misremembering Last of Us, it seems like the gameplay is identical.
No, they changed some things, but
like what?
What they changed is first of all, they changed the enemies that you face. There's different enemies.
I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Right. So there's
not a spoiler.
No, it's not a spoiler. It's just different enemies, updated enemies. Now the other thing that they changed, like, drastically, is their upgrade system. There's a lot more that you can upgrade.
Well, there's supplements now. I don't remember those.
Right. Supplements, which is a way, obviously, of just like upgrading, like making yourself a boss as
your character,
yeah. But I'm going to say this game is so divisive because the second half of the game, you will understand why. So once you get to the second half of the game, you're going to get it. I think a lot of the storytelling in this game was lackluster. I think it was a little bit lazy. And for something that was 7 years waiting time, there's something that happens to a particular character that I hated the way that it was executed. And I just think that the game just fell short of what it was. I really don't think they needed to make this game, especially in the way that it turned out. But I have a right to say that because I spent my fucking hard-earned money on it. So if anyone thinks differently, they could kiss my fat ass.
Ooh, yeah. Well, from my understanding, A lot of people are unhappy with the game because, and this isn't a spoiler, this was in the trailer, the initial trailer. They're unhappy with the game because Ellie's gay. And listen,
if anyone's unhappy because Ellie's gay, stop playing video games,
dude. I understand most people that play video games are more liberal, but like if you are upset with a game because the lead character is gay, you need to maybe think about yourself. Now, listen, if you want to talk about her actions and how they line up with her, what we've seen from her and stuff like that, that's entirely up to you. But a lot of people are spam reviewing this because Ellie is gay, and I think like that is insane.
I mean, it's insane, but like also like people feel like if that's going to be the main focus of a plot point, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Like if that's going to be the main plot point, it's like don't take away from the main story just to like talk about people like not treating LGBTQ members correctly. That's what their argument is. It's like, like we get it, and you're gonna see more of this later on in the game. But like, like people need to pick which crosses they want to die on. I don't think that's the proper one to do that.
Yeah.
I just honestly think that this game just struggled in the writing room, and there were things that were missing and things that were not executed properly. So it caused me as a fan to not care about these characters as much as I think they thought I was going to care about these characters.
Well, again,
I'm speaking from my sole experience of playing,
and that's fair. That's fair. Again, though, like this game, no matter what it is and what it was not going to live up to the hype of the original. That game, if you have not, first of all, if you're picking up Last of Us Part 2 and you didn't play Part 1, literally go get yourself checked out. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 1 is such an incredibly, it's an epic. Like it's a once in a lifetime epic, like in terms of what it makes you feel. It's a video game that really brings people to tears and makes them contemplate, like there are a few times in life where you could say a game has really done that. And the fact
now
nothing that this game could have been would have really satisfied everybody because it's a sequel. That's what all sequels do.
Dude, you're not even halfway through it. I guarantee you, as soon as you get halfway, I want you to text me and be like, okay, I see what you're saying.
And listen,
you might love it.
I might, and I might be able to connect to different characters and motivations differently than you. But what I'm saying is, look, that's a nice sign, man. That's a nice sign.
This sign is going to be on a shirt soon.
I like that.
So,
there's nothing that this game could have been that would have unanimously made people happy. There's just nothing. And that's the reality. That's how screwed up fandom is nowadays. It's no matter what, when you have a beloved property and they make a sequel, it's going to be divisive. That's it. Because they're trying to satisfy too many people and it's just not going to work.
Listen, also it's very early. The game hasn't even been out a week, I don't think.
Well, a week as of the dropping of this episode, it has.
Right. So, like, if you really think about it, maybe down the line they'll be able to, maybe it'll be able to win it back. Maybe like people are just like, it's the shock value. People are upset. People feel like they've been bamboozled a little bit by trailers and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe in time it'll get the respect that it did. Almost like a Metal Gear 2. People didn't really love it.
Yeah, I mean, when a lot of really popular things come out, you know what it is. It's either best thing in the world or the worst thing in the world. I don't know if you familiarize yourself with like YouTube, like movie people, but like Mr. Sunday Movies, he has a review system, best ever, worst ever, biggest piece of garbage, greatest thing ever. And that's unfortunately what people see is like the only way this could have worked out is it's going to be half of the people think it's the best thing ever. Half of the people think it's the worst thing ever. And then I don't know how else. I need to play through the rest of it and I'll be able to give a more accurate review for my personal opinion. But from what I've seen right now, it's good. It's fine. I think it's more fine than good. Like it's still a good game at its core, but it's because of the standard that was set with the previous game. It's like I need to see more from it, and it sounds like there's more coming. So, Danny, as I will give my third of the way through Stank review. Stank rating? Why don't you give your Stank rating as someone who's finished it?
Upon completion, I'm gonna give this game a 3.8 sharts into my mouth right out of a domicile full of naked, sweaty clones of me. Yeah, so that's pretty bad.
That's pretty disgusting.
And one cyst on top of your nose that just popped.
Okay.
This game should be a 5 out of 5, so 3.8 is a letdown for me.
Wow. Okay. I will say from what I've seen right now, I'm going to go like I said, I think it's a good game so far, but I need to see more from it. I think I'm going to go I'll go around the same ballpark as you, but I'll go like 3.67 leather chairs after I sit on it for a 24-hour stream, and I was constantly gyrating my hips and thinking about dancing my hips in 99-degree weather to Pond de Replay by Rihanna.
All right. Now that's gross, but also in some worlds that can be hot though. But
well, that's up for you.
You're only a third of the way through.
That's up for you to decide if you think it smells great or if it smells awful. That's the point. I don't know yet. That's not under. Listen to me. Listen.
What?
I doesn't necessarily smell bad. I doesn't necessarily smell not that way.
Yeah. All right. Well, that being said, Tony, sorry, I got to pay the bills here. And our great friends over at Keeps want us to let you know a little bit about their product, okay? We love what sorry, my throat has been so itchy the last 3 days. Before I get into this, I don't understand what to do. I've taken Claritin, I've taken medicine, and for some reason I cannot get this itch out of my throat. I'm afraid that something is stuck in there and it's freaking me out. Okay?
You got it, baby. You got it.
All right. Did you know that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? Yeah. Okay. The best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it while you still got the hair left on your head. Okay. You can get treated from home. You're used to have to go to the doctor's office. Okay. For your hair loss prescription. Now, thanks to Keeps, you don't got to do that. You can visit a doctor online and get hair loss medication delivered right to your home. That's right. They make it easy and deliver your medications every 3 months so you can say goodbye to the pharmacy checkout lines and the awkward doctor's visits. I don't want people knowing that I'm losing my hair, and I wouldn't want to go there and be like, hey, help me keep my hair. I don't want people to know that I'm that fragile, okay? Keeps offers generic versions as well. So of only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there, you may have tried them before, but probably never for this price, okay? Prevention is key. Keeps treatments can take up to 4 to 6 months or more to see results, so it's important to act fast. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save, obviously, and the more hair you'll keep. Find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and nearly 100,000 men trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medication. Keeps treatments start at just $10 a month. That's right. Plus, for a limited time offer, you can get your first month for nada, free, okay? For free, okay? Listen, I have my hair still. My brothers don't, okay? They tell me all the time that they wish they maybe started doing something a little bit earlier to try and keep their hair, okay? I've seen it firsthand. They both got great heads, both good-looking guys, but I know they wish that hair was still there. So you have to be proactive with these things, okay? Like all right? Listen, we got a special offer for our listeners right now who may be going through it, and it's okay, but Keeps us here to save the day, all right? So if you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/stank to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's Keeps, KEEPS.com/stank, all right? And get your first month of hair loss medication from Keeps for free, all right?
I love it.
Oh, I was waiting. I was waiting for you to like fire off, like maybe like be like, "Yo, I play for Keeps."
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What else?
Keeps. I play for Keeps.
Play for keeps.
All right, and that's it. If I get one more call from a goddamn mother effing telemarketer, I'm gonna change my phone. I think I need to change my phone number.
Just block every time I get a call. Every time I get a call from a telemarketer, I just block it. I just block it. You throw up in your mouth?
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect. All right. Danny, jumping over from our Last of Us 2 review and our incredible ad. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We got some news, Danny, that they are talking very early part of the talks about Michael Keaton possibly returning to the role as I'm Batman. Now, Danny,
he's
last time we saw him,
the best one.
A lot of people consider him the best one. 89 and 92 were the two Keaton movies. By the way, I don't know if you saw the director of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, Joel Schumacher, actually passed away this week at the age of 80. Our hearts go out to him and his family. Both movies, for different reasons, near and dear in my heart. But Keaton, 89 and 92, Batman and Batman Returns. Where does Keaton rank on your all-time favorite Batman?
Listen, the first Batman was a huge. That's what made me fall in love with Batman. Was my mom had it on VHS. I almost said DVD.
VHS.
My mom had it on VHS, and I remember she let me watch it. And I remember it actually scared me a little bit, but I remember that day I was like, whoa. And that day I actually asked my mom to buy me comics, but the store was closed. So the next day we went to this little place in Hastings, and we got some Batman comics, and I was hooked from there. Also had a fire soundtrack. If you look up the Batman's original movie soundtrack, it slaps.
I gotta look it up now. I know that there's
I think Michael Keaton might be my favorite. Like, I love Christian Bale too, but like Michael Keaton was like the one, and he wore Jordans in that movie. People don't know that.
Did he?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, he wore Jordans.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I think the first Batmobile was like a Corvette or some shit, right?
I would have to look it up. I've seen like all those like little trivia things, but I mean that gold and black like logo is just iconic, man.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Are you a long ear Batman or a short ear Batman guy?
You know, I'm not really. I guess long. I guess I haven't really seen many short-eared, iterations, live action, to really care much for them. But I'm with you, man. Keaton was my first Batman. You know, my mom obviously as a kid showed me the Adam West stuff. But I mean, Keaton is the first Bruce Wayne. You know, and a lot of people. I mean, that was really like the start of the toxic fandom that we have. Because I remember, I wasn't alive, but I have read since about people. You know, when he was cast, people were pretty pissed. You know, because that was Mr. Mom. You know what I mean? That was. He was a comedy actor, and people were like, "How's he going to be Batman?" And Keaton, in my opinion, did a great job. I loved him. I think there are people after him that might have done a little bit better. He's not my number one favorite, but I'm intrigued at the idea of him coming back if it's done right.
For sure.
You know, I think it's rumored to be in talks for the Flash movie, which means that it would open up the idea of like multiple worlds. And I think that's the thing that DC can really do to save their movie connected universe is just be like, you know what? We got movies all over the place and like they can connect if we want them to because of this one character. Like
and Marvel's about to do it with Doctor Strange anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Bingo. I mean, and if DC could do it first and better, they might beat them to the punch, but I don't the chances of that happening are pretty slim. But I like this. Now, Danny, my question for you is, if you were to see Michael Keaton's Batman come back, how would you want to see the character? Like, what role would you want him to play in the universe?
Maybe like a Batman Beyond type of situation where like he's a little bit older.
Terry McGinnis.
I just want him to be like, so he doesn't have to do like all the physical shit. Like, I feel like they tried to do that kind of in the Justice League, like when he was assembling them, like they made Ben Affleck look a little bit older because it's older in the timeline. But I feel like Michael Keaton can actually play like that older, educational teacher-esque role. You know what I'm saying? The fact that Batman Beyond has not been made into a live-action movie yet drives me fucking insane.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. I mean, I think, to be honest, because there have been rumors that he might play the same role as like a Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury type role.
Which is fine, but he has to do more than Nick Fury, though. He's fucking Batman.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I would actually like to see him kind of be like the like in a way a villain or like the foil in a movie or two or something. You know what I mean? Where he doesn't want the worlds to be connected. He doesn't want this stuff meddling to happen. So like he is doing his Batman thing to kind of like really try to prevent this stuff from happening. I think
that could work too.
Michael Keaton, you know, he could do a little crazy, you know, he could do a good villain. He could do a good hero. I think that would be the perfect way to use him. It's like, yeah, it's Batman. He's a hero and he has the ability, but at the same time, like he's just trying to protect his reality. And in doing that, he's trying to stop this guy from jumping around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool, man. You know, it would be different enough. If DC wants to make some sort of success out of this, they need to be a little different. And that's a good start, man. Keaton's Batman. If this works and this goes through, it's a good start in my opinion.
Also, I love wearing that costume in Arkham Knight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
that's
yeah.
That's one of the most underrated things of the Arkham Knight is the costumes are outrageous. They're
I agree.
Awesome.
I concur, Danny. So yeah, I let us know what you guys think. But jumping around a little bit, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Batman drives the Batmobile, and every now and then it crashes. But you know what else crashes? A certain Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Not only got a tease, but it got a trailer, and it's coming out this year, Danny. Well, like, if you had like I don't know, do you have very sensitive nipples?
I would say they're relatively up there.
Where were your nipples for this game?
Oh, as a kid or right now?
Well, let's talk me as back kid.
If you didn't have Crash Bandicoot in your house, I was worried about you, and I probably wasn't your friend.
Yeah.
This thing with Crash 4, I'm actually watching a bit of the trailer that I got to see, but I didn't finish it. I just like how they're sticking to the same type of art style. You know, you don't have to go crazy just because it's a next-gen system. Obviously, make it HD, which they're going to do, and make it super nice to look at. It just looks very pretty, and, like, this is going to be a fun game to play and just a great game to look at, which is why I loved all the previous Crash Bandicoot games as well. You know what I mean? Aesthetic is a big deal for me with video games. If it looks like shit, it's really hard for me to get involved in the game. I don't know why. It's like the interior design of these games have to look right. And I think they're going to knock this out of the park. Will this be a day one purchase for me? Probably not. But I'm going to wait and see, like, maybe I'll catch it on the PSN market, like, when it, like, drops a little bit. Like, I still don't really see myself paying $60, $70 for a Crash Bandicoot title. But, you know, we'll see. Yeah,
I mean, I love the original Crash Bandicoot game. I think it's funny because a week ago I bought the Insane Trilogy. I'm playing through it with Miles and Becca.
It's hard as shit.
Dude, it has a very steep difficulty spike.
Hell yeah.
And I think that, you know, that's something that, because it's being developed by Toys for Bob, who also did the Insane Trilogy and also did the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I think if they've learned anything from doing those games, they need to make it more user friendly because, again, those games have a very steep difficulty and not as much Spyro, like there are very annoying parts, but for the most part, it's consistent. But with Crash in particular, there's been notorious that the difficulty gets very, very high at a very random point in time.
And like, it's like even the little stuff, like I feel like the ice is slipperier.
Yeah.
It's ever been.
Yeah, we remember differently when we were kids.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, dude, it wasn't this icy back then. What the fuck? This is hard now.
First of all, I love the name of the title. It's About Time.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Clever, very clever. And I gotta say, you know, I'm really excited for this, man. I think that, you know, we really don't see a lot because in the trailer they showed some of the ideas of like what they're going with, and it looks like it's a natural progression. Yeah. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's not a 3D platformer. It seems like it's sticking to like the 2.5, you know, kind of dimensions that the previous games worked on. I can't be more excited, man.
Is it gonna be 60 FPS? We'll see. Whatever.
Probably not if it's coming out on the PlayStation 4.
I think it'll be 30.
Maybe not on the PlayStation 4, but I know that it'll probably be on PlayStation 5 as well, which I've heard might have 60 FPS. But yeah, man, I'm pumped for this game. It was like it came at such a perfect time, you know. Like I feel like I've been craving like a new like adventure kid friendly game that I can play with Miles, and bingo, it literally.
I think it's just a fun game. Like I really feel like the video games culture, like we take ourselves way too seriously. Like these titles all have to be like fucking Nobel Prize winners and shit. Like let's just jump on some shit and
not every game needs to be Last of Us.
That's what I'm saying. Not every game needs to like make me cry in my room at 3:30 in the morning. Like I'd rather just like, you know, spin around, dodge from boulders, and chill. But like, yeah, it won't be a day one cop for me, but like I'll cop it at some point.
Yeah, I mean it. More likely than not will be a day one cop for me. It's just about, unless it gets like garbage, like reviews. You know what I mean? Like,
I still think you'll buy it though.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I'm definitely very, very excited. You know, it's Crash Bandicoot, man.
Yeah, a big part of our childhoods, dog.
Danny, 2 more things before we wrap the show up. Unfortunately, this week, no VMs in the DMs.
Yeah.
Step it up, guys. What are you doing? Get those VMs into our heinies. Make them stanky. Next, you know what? I'm calling it now. We're running a little a contest next week. If you submit a VM in the DM, make it real good, make it stanky, sing, insult us, ask a good question. The 2 that we pick, we will send $25 gift cards to. You heard it here first. Next week's VMs, if they are good, make them super good and juicy. You are getting 2, count them 2, well, 1 each, $25 gift cards.
And I'm tough. I'm a tough judge.
He's a tough judge. He's a touch.
Yeah, I'm a touch.
We got 2 more things. Danny, another video game trailer actually dropped this week. We got a better look at the Marvel Avengers game developed by Square. First of all, I think this game is ugly as hell. I don't know about you.
Everything's so bulky.
Dude, the character design is awful.
Yeah, it looks like shit.
It doesn't look good. The Hulk looks disgusting. I mean, like they released like a rendered look at like Black Widow. She doesn't look good. The character that like Tony Stark, like the whole like suit looks like it's going in his face. I'm sure we'll get some context into the game, but like the design of the characters just doesn't look good, and I feel like that's a huge turnoff for me right now.
I'm not getting any of this shit until like the next Spider-Man comes out.
The Miles Morales one?
Yeah, I'm good on like Superman. Superman. I'm good on just like Avengers shit. Like what timeline is this gonna be in? Like, is this just a made up timeline? What movies does this take place during? I've seen so much of these characters, Frankie. Like, I don't need them anymore in my life. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're kind of keeping it hush because they probably will, as like an end credit scene, have like the Insomniac Games Spider-Man like swing in, like, guys, I need your help. And that's probably why we haven't gotten a new Spider-Man reveal, and that's why we got only a Miles Morales one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that the gameplay, like the trailer, looked interesting. It looks like the only thing that I really wanted from this is if you have the ability to throw in a lot of villains and characters, you best believe you better throw in the kitchen sink. I saw Abomination. I saw the leader. I saw MODOK in there. 3 characters that, you know, we've seen 2 of them on screen at least. That I found was pretty interesting. But this game, it smells weird. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't smell like it's going to go over well.
This game is like, it's like I'm trying to compare the game. It's like Infamous mixed with like Watch Dogs. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't like the way this game looks.
Yeah, it looks too, how do I explain?
Character models are shit, dude. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
I don't know what it is about this game. Everything I've seen from it, though, has not wowed me, and I feel like it has to wow me, or else I'm like there's something wrong with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why haven't we seen more? I know there've been like playable demos at like Comic-Con.
At Comic-Con when we were there, yeah.
But
so much has probably changed.
Something just smells off about this game, and it doesn't make me feel like I'm excited for it.
No, I'm not going to run out. This is definitely not going to be a day one cop for me, too.
Not a day one cop for the D-Man?
Nah, I'm good. Fuck all of the Avengers. Just do one character at a time. Make some fun games. Why are you doing them all at once?
I mean, there's an argument to be had there, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the standard for these games now is the Batman Arkham series.
Yes.
And
beat 'em ups.
I don't know. Like, I guess that's what they're kind of. I guess that's what they need to do. You know what I mean? Like they need to somehow like relate to that, and it's worked so far. You know what I mean? But
it does nothing for me. It really doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like there's something about it. I can't put my finger on it. There's just something about it that just doesn't seem like it's gonna go over well.
I'd rather play like an Injustice-based like fighting game.
That would be cool. I mean, they've done the Marvel vs. Capcom, but like Injustice style, like
yeah,
it won't ever happen. But yeah,
that's like I like that type of stuff for superheroes. I don't like these drawn out things. I've seen way too much of these characters over the last 15 years of my life.
Yeah. All right. Well, interesting. All right, Danny. Our last story of the week. We're almost done, so we can get you out of here, so you can feel better.
No, that's all good. Let's do it. I love you all.
Speaking of disgusting. Speaking of the Batman Arkham series, it looks like Rocksteady is actually reportedly, and this is a rumor right now, so take it with a grain of salt. Reportedly, their next game in development isn't actually a sequel to Batman, but it's a Suicide Squad game. Now, the Batman games we've talked about, they're lauded as, in my opinion, the trilogy, the Rocksteady trilogy. I don't really count Arkham Origins. That one we can forget about. The Rocksteady trilogy.
I didn't mind Arkham Origins.
Arkham Origins.
Oranges. Wasn't terrible.
It was too easy.
Yeah, it was very easy.
Like literally, like there's no point. Like there's
you
like
kick
when
the executioner once and he's
the
done.
electrocutioner. Not even that, but like once you get his gauntlets, the game is just a punch him, beat him up.
Deathstroke game though, fight is one of the best boss fights of all time though.
It is fire. It is fire. I will say that. But what do you think about them maybe shifting to doing a Suicide Squad game instead of a Batman one?
I think it would be cool. Again, I think they could just run into the same problem though as like putting so many people in one game. I like just play as one character, man.
Yeah, how do they do that? Because what were your thoughts on the way that Grand Theft Auto 5 kind of went to the multiple characters thing?
Hated it.
You didn't like it?
No.
You wanted just Nico Bellic?
But like I never went to like GTA for like story. Like I always know their endings are gonna be shitty and like the story's gonna be crap. But that's gameplay.
Well,
these are characters. These are characters with backstories that you're invested in already for years and years and years. So it's like you can't have lazy writing.
Yeah. I mean, that is my issue with Suicide Squad is how open world can it really be? You know what I mean? Like if you're going to have multiple characters, are they all going to be able to traverse the area? If so, then it needs to be a very specific subset of characters.
Yeah. You just have to write them the right way.
Like what? Is it going to be like, the way that they did like in Arkham City, how you can go between Catwoman and Batman, like is Catwoman more of like a hardcore parkour character? And
which would be cool. Like if you were going to do it, like I feel like that's why I think like the other rumor game, like Gotham Knights, like that would be cool. Like you like start as like, you work your way up through the Gotham Knights and like maybe you become like the next Batman or some shit. I don't know. Like there's like way more things to be creative there. It's just I feel like you pigeonhole yourself when you have all these characters doing the same thing. So like it becomes too much. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think that the issue. Hi. Listen, you could say hi if you don't scream in the mic. He wants to say hi, and I told him not to scream. Say hi. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, Miles.
He says hi, Miles. And he grabs his ear. That's his thing. When he grabs his ears. It's so cute. Do you see his pajamas? Come here, show him your pajamas, Miles.
He's killing it.
You don't want to show him your pajamas? Do you want to show him your dance move? Okay, he said no, Danny.
Hey, listen, you can't give it all at once. I'm just happy we didn't get into a fight this episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, remember, Miles, can I tell Danny about Crash Bandicoot now? No. Okay, yeah, I'm not allowed to tell you.
He's not really cool.
Forever enough to tell you. You're not really cool. Forever enough.
Oh, that didn't last long, you son of a bitch!
He said he wishes he was cool. He's not.
No.
Are you chewing gum? Good for you.
He's not cool for the rest of the week.
You're not cool for the rest of the week.
All right, that's fine. That's an all right
He
punishment.
said that's an all right punishment. Will he be cool next week?
He'll be cool forever.
All right. Well, you heard it here first.
Well,
Danny.
a whole bunch of people on the internet say otherwise.
Yeah, about 100,000 people say otherwise, Miles.
For any video game that you play for the rest of forever.
All right.
right.
Let's wrap this up before I have to fly to New Jersey and fight this kid,
Well, guys,
which I'll
let us
probably
know.
lose.
Probably. Let us know what you guys. This kid is fearless. Let me tell you. First of all, he's the champ. He won the belt this morning in a wrestling match. Oh, this afternoon in a wrestling match with me. Guys,
Over.
let us know what you think about what we spoke about today, whether it be Michael Keaton, Crash 4, Marvel the Avengers, the Suicide Squad game, or Last of Us 2, or Floor's Lava, because Danny, you and I are going to get on that show.
100%.
But you guys know where to find me. FAlvarez8085 on Twitter and on Twitch if you want to come hang out and play video games with me. And then the Frank Alvarez on Instagram and Cameo. Follow the show on all forms of social media, the Stank Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. And then the hub for everything, Santa Gata Studios, OPL. You know, OPL. A little bit. You guys started a new podcast called The Basement Yard. If you guys want to check it out,
Trying to get it off the ground.
They're trying to get off the ground. They just signed a deal to give me 90% of whatever they make next year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Danny, sign off, baby.
At Danny LaFiore on Instagram and Twitter. All right, make sure to go check out all of Frankie's social channels as well. You know, I love you all. Stay safe out there, you know. And other than that, I'm out this bitch.
Get out it.
Peace.